Yeah, we got done quick.
Good evening. Township Council Workshop Agenda Monday, April 8th, 2024. This meeting is now called to order. Madam Clerk, I'm sorry. Councilman Patel, please lead us in the flags.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Madam Clerk, please read the statement of public notice.
Take notice that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with NJSA 10:4-8 and NJSA 10:4-10 as follows. A notice of the meeting was prominently posted on the bulletin board at the municipal building located at 225 Main Street, Little Falls, New Jersey on January 4th, 2024. A copy of the notice was sent to the North Jersey Herald and News and the Record on the same date. Additionally, a copy of the notice was filed in the office of the Township Clerk on said date. A link and a telephone number to join the meeting virtually can be accessed on the Township website at www.lfnj.com. Electronic provisions have been established for the public to participate during the public comment portion of the meeting.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, at this time, please call the roll.
Councilmember Patel?
Present.
Councilmember Murphy?
Present.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Present.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Present.
Council President Scoba.
Present. At this time, Mayor Damiano, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Council President. We have had a lot of years here in Little Falls with some pretty tremendous success with our sports teams. And this past winter basketball season was no exception. We had 3 teams win the championships this year, one being our 3rd and 4th grade boys basketball team. We had a 5th and 6th grade boys basketball team, and we had a 5th and 6th grade girls basketball team, all take home a title back here to Little Falls. Let's have a round of applause for everything. So what we're going to do is we are going to have the coaches join me up here and call out the name of all of the players on their team who helped bring a trophy back here to Little Falls. And we're going to get you a medal here, and we will get you guys on your way as soon as possible tonight. I know a lot of you have other sports you need to be at, other events and other things. So we are going to start now with Coach Moreno and his team with the 3rd and 4th grade boys basketball team.
All right, team, you ready? Congratulations. All right, here we go. Number 1, Israel Aquino. Come on up. Here we go. Manny Curvin. Jack Duffy. Jonathan Moreno. Bradley Biggie Reynolds. And Phil and Theo Silman. And last but not least, Mr. London Walker. Come on, Carla, get up here. Get up here, coach. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. All right, and the next coach I'm going to call up is the coach of our 5th and 6th grade boys basketball team, Coach Callahan.
Thank you. Yeah, we only got 5 kids show up today, but we had a repeat championship for a couple of us. So great job, boys. First up, Michael Kabita. Next, Michael Arena. Johan Garcia. Tony Garcia. Two-time champ, Ryan Callahan. Great job, boys. Oh, sorry, one more. Assistant coach, Richie Gonzalez.
Congratulations to Coach Callahan's team. And last but not least, we have our 5th and 6th grade girls basketball team, coached by Coach Larinoff.
Thank you. All right, first, Peyton Culver. Naya Bardaji. Camilla Petraka. Catalea Cancel. Gianna Carroll. Madeline Larionoff. Not present today, but Ava Gordon, Olivia Verdi, and Jeremy Culvers, our assistant coach. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay.
Congratulations to all of our sporting basketball teams this year who took home another championship here in Little Falls. One more round of applause. And with that, you are all welcome to stay for the entire meeting. If you'd like to exit now, now's a great time. Good night. Good night. All right, and as we move through this evening's agenda, before we get to our proclamations, there are a couple of other people that I would like to recognize who have joined us here this evening. And they are here to receive a promotion. And they are receiving a promotion within our Little Falls EMS division. And these are two individuals who have really given back to the Township of Little Falls and given everything that they have to our EMS program here in town. And they have been instrumental in ensuring that as our program is successful, that we become an accredited agency here in Little Falls as an EMS agency. And we will be, I think, the first in the state that will be accredited with an EMS accreditation. And it is through the hard work of these two individuals who I'm going to ask to join me up here right now. And joining us tonight is Nicole Greco and Sarah Ramos. Presented a letter that reads, effective April 16th, 2024, you'll be promoted to the rank of crew chief within the Little Falls EMS division. You will receive an increase in pay according to the EMS collective bargaining agreement. Thank you for your continued hard work and keeping the residents of Little Falls safe. Best of luck with your new positions. I know there will be tremendous assets as you have been in this new role as the EMS chief. So thank you for everything you've done. We really look forward to you taking on this new role and into the position. Thank you.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
And also being promoted this evening from our Little Falls EMS division is going to be our new deputy coordinator, Robert Tierney. He is working in his full-time role this evening and unable to be here with us, but he will be promoted to the rank of deputy coordinator. He has been instrumental in assisting Mike Bandersky, our EMS coordinator, in his role. And as we have moved through this full-time process of an EMS division here in Little Falls. So congratulations as well to Robert Tierney in his new role as deputy coordinator. And now moving on to several proclamations that we have this evening before we begin getting into the agenda items themselves. The first is National Donate Life Month. And it reads, whereas realizing the urgent need for organ and tissue donors across the country, the National Donate Life Month observance promotes a greater understanding about the life-saving benefits of donation and transplantation. Moreover, the need is increasing, and whereas the transplantation of organs and tissue is a miracle of modern medicine, made possible through the compassion of organ and tissue donors, enabling surgeons to save thousands of lives every year. One organ donor can save 8 lives, and one tissue donor can restore health to over 75 others. People of all ages, ethnic backgrounds, and religions are touched by donation and the serious shortage of organ donors that exist. According to the NJ Sharing Network, currently there are nearly 4,000 New Jersey residents and more than 100,000 Americans awaiting life-saving transplant operations. And whereas every capable person should support this vital effort by registering as an organ and tissue donor, making their family aware of their wishes, and being willing to give the precious gift of health, sight, and life to people in need. And whereas the New Jersey Sharing Network is spearheading an awareness effort in order to educate the general public about the importance of organ donations and in its life-saving mission. Now therefore be it resolved that during April 2024, as National Donate Life Month, each of us will become better educated about organ and tissue donation. And be it further resolved that I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, do hereby recognize April 2024 as National Donate Life Month in the Township of Little Falls. Next, we have an Earth Day proclamation, and it reads, whereas Earth Day originated in the U.S. in 1970 to increase awareness of environmental problems and was renamed by the UN as International Mother Earth Day. And whereas scientists estimate dozens of plants and animals will go extinct each day due to human activity. And whereas humans generate 4.5 pounds of trash per day, and according to Recycle Now, nearly 80% of plastic waste ever created by humans is still in the environment today. And whereas there are many small things that we can do each day that will make a huge difference for our planet, such as recycle, carpool, use fuel-efficient cars, and stop littering. And whereas every year on April 22nd, Earth Day demonstrates environmental support and how we can protect our planet from further harm. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, on behalf of the Little Falls Township Council, do hereby proclaim April 22nd, 2024 as Earth Day in the Township of Little Falls. Next, we have National Child Abuse Prevention Month proclamation. It reads, whereas children are vital to our community's future success, prosperity, and quality of life, as well as being our most vulnerable assets. Whereas all children deserve to have safe, stable, nurturing homes and communities they need to foster their healthy growth and development. Whereas children abuse and neglect is a community responsibility affecting both the current and future quality of life of the community. And whereas communities that provide parents with the social support and knowledge of parenting and child development and concrete resources they need to cope with stress and nurture their children, ensure all children grow to their full potential. Whereas effective child abuse prevention strategies succeed because of partnerships created among citizens, human service agencies, schools, faith agencies, and the business community. Now therefore, I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, do hereby proclaim April 2024 as National Child Abuse Prevention Month in the Township of Little Falls and call upon all citizens, community agencies, faith groups, medical facilities, elected leaders, and businesses to increase their participation in our efforts to support families, thereby preventing child abuse and strengthening the communities in which we live. Next, we have our Autism Awareness Proclamation. And it reads, whereas autism is a pervasive developmental disorder affecting the social communication and behavioral skills of those affected by it. And whereas as more health professionals become proficient in diagnosing autism, more children are being diagnosed on the autism spectrum, resulting in rates as high as 1 in 54 children nationally and 1 in 32 in New Jersey. And whereas, while there is no cure for autism, it is well documented that if individuals with autism receive early and intensive treatment throughout their lives, they lead significantly improved lives. And whereas individuals with autism often require a lifetime of specialized and community support services to ensure their health and safety and to support families' resilience as they manage the psychological and financial burdens autism can present. And whereas Autism New Jersey is spearheading an awareness effort in order to educate parents, professionals, and the general public about autism and its efforts. And now therefore be it resolved that during April 2024, as National Autism Awareness Month, each of us will become better educated about autism and create a better community for individuals with autism. And be it further resolved that I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, do hereby recognize April 2024 as Autism Awareness Month in the Township of Little Falls. And we have one final proclamation this evening, and it is being read on behalf of all of our municipal employees here in the Township of Little Falls, because April is Local Government Week in New Jersey. And the proclamation reads, whereas local government is the government closest to most citizens and the one with the most direct daily impact upon its residents. And whereas local government provides services and programs that enhance the quality of life for residents, making their municipality their home. And whereas local government is administered for and by its citizens and is dependent upon public commitment to an understanding of its many responsibilities. And whereas local government officials and employees share the responsibility to pass along the understanding of public service and their benefits. And whereas New Jersey Local Government Week offers an important opportunity for elected officials and local government staff to spread the word to all citizens of New Jersey that they can shape and influence this branch of government. And whereas the New Jersey State League of Municipalities and its member municipalities have joined together to teach citizens about municipal government through a variety of activities. Now therefore, I, James Belford Damiano, Mayor of the Township of Little Falls, on behalf of the governing body, do hereby proclaim the week of April 7th through 13th, 2024 as New Jersey Local Government Week and encourage all citizens, government officials, and employees to participate in events that recognize and celebrate New Jersey Local Government Week and encourage educational partnerships between local government and schools, as well as civic groups and other organizations. And with that, I would like to thank all of our municipal employees here in the Township of Little Falls, especially those on the front line that spend late evenings with us here at council meetings into, fortunately for us, not the so late hours, but the hours of the evening. And I want to thank all of you. And I'm going to ask the council to join me in giving a round of applause and a thank you for all of our municipal employees. Council President, that is all that I have as far as the proclamations and promotions this evening.
Thank you, Mayor. Have a motion to open the meeting to the public for general matters and agenda items. Moved by Councilwoman Hablitz, second by Councilman Vanchery. This is a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Madam Clerk, please lead the public comment.
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you. Mr. Kusha, is there anyone in our chat that'd like to speak to us? Can you please allow them in?
Turn your mic off.
I'm sorry. Can you say your name, please? Can you hear us? Can you say your name, please?
You guys gonna mute? There you go.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you state your name? You don't need to state your address. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, this is Caress Hewitt.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Town Council President, Mr. Scoba, and the council. I am the new president of the Little Falls Alliance for a Better Community. And I would just like to thank you as a council for repairing the footbridge at the Morris Canal and for also installing the restrooms at Wilmore Park and at the rec. So thank you very much. The ABC is very proud of this town, and we always welcome anything new that is happening in our town. So I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments this evening. Mr. Kuchar, is there anyone else that would like to speak to us this evening? Seeing no one in the council chambers are coming before us, have a motion to close to public comment.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman. Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilwoman Hablitz. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Mayor, items number 1 through 5, please.
Thank you, Council President. The first is the resolution to adopt the 2024 municipal budget. As we have discussed and had several presentations on, I have presented this council with the proposed 2024 municipal budget. I am hopeful that everybody approves of this year's 2024 municipal budget, which I've indicated in the past will have again, a very slight decrease to the taxpayers here in Little Falls while maintaining all of the services that we have maintained in the past. And in fact, allows us to continue with, and assuming that all of our capital improvements are also approved this evening, will allow us to continue to provide incredible services to our residents here in Little Falls. So that is the first item. Are there any questions with respect to the 2024 municipal budget? right, moving on to item number 2. This is a resolution to adjust and cancel taxes on a property. And while it reads a resolution to adjust and cancel taxes on a property, this is actually a great benefit to the Township of Little Falls. And item number 2 is a resolution which will allow us to cancel taxes, but as a result of the payment in lieu of taxes that will now be made on the property. I know there were lots of discussions in the past regarding the payment in lieu of taxes and the unfortunate wording of the New Jersey statutes that require it to be called an abatement, because the abatement that we refer to legally is actually a substantial increase in the revenue that Little Falls will receive from this particular property. As I've stated in the past, the property had at one point previously been paying about $300,000 locally. It is now up to about $937,000 locally. And we are going to be replacing the $937,000 with $1.5 million moving forward, with an expectation that that number will actually continue to increase as final COs are issued to some of the remaining units in the area that the pilot applies. So we are going to see an increase now of an additional $600,000, essentially almost immediately, a benefit to all taxpayers here in Little Falls. Are there any questions with respect to item number 2, the resolution to adjust the taxes? All right, seeing no questions on item number 2, items number 3 and 4 go hand in hand with one another. It is the resolution authorizing the affordability assistance grant. As we have seen on a number of occasions throughout this year and last year, we get these occasionally as somebody applies for and is eligible for the affordability assistance program. Item number 4, and I say it goes hand in hand, is because this one is a resolution rescinding a prior one because the firm CGPH, who helps administer this program for us, inadvertently flipped 2 of the numbers in the figure that they had indicated was the amount. We are now rescinding that and correcting it with the correct figure. This is more of an administerial issue than it is anything else, and doesn't change any part of the actual program. Any questions on items number 3 and 4 from the council? All right, moving on to item number 5, the resolution approving the change order for the downtown streetscape improvements in section 3. It's an increase of $14,892. As we've discussed on a number of occasions, as streetscapes proceed, issues sometimes arise and modifications need to be made. This one is for an increase of $14,892. Fortunately, I do believe we will see some change orders coming up in the near future where we will actually see some change orders for a decrease. Really looking forward to seeing those because they sure beat increases in these projects. So are there any questions with respect to item number 5? All right, seeing none, Council President, I turn it back to you.
Thank you, Mayor. Can I have a motion to open the public hearing on the 2024 municipal budget?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilwoman Patel. All those in favor? I'm sorry, is this a roll call, Madam Clerk?
No.
No. All those in favor? All those opposed? The floor is now open for for anyone who would like to talk or discuss the 2024 municipal budget. Mr. Kusia, is there anyone in the chat? Seeing no one else come before us in the council chambers, I'll close to the public hearing. Can I have a motion to approve the resolutions A through F?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Hablitz, second by Councilman Vanchery. This is a roll call, Madam Clerk. Call the roll.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Havlet?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, read ordinance 1478, please.
Second reading and public hearing of ordinance number 1478, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Appropriate an Additional Sum of $320,000 for the construction of a municipal parking lot in by and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, New Jersey, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such additional appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Thank you. The public hearing on 1478 is now open. Does anyone wish to speak? Mr. Kusia and anyone in chat? Seeing no one come before us in council chambers, the public hearing on ordinance 1478 is now closed. Can I have a motion to adopt 1478? Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilwoman Hablitz. This is a roll call. Madam Clerk, call the roll for 1478.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 1479.
Second reading and public hearing of ordinance number 1479, an ordinance entitled Calendar Year 2024, ordinance to exceed the municipal budget cost of living allowance and to establish a cap bank.
The public hearing on ordinance 1479 is now open. Does anyone wish to speak on 1479? Mr. Kusia? Seeing no one in council chambers, the public hearing on 1479 is now closed. Can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 1479? Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilwoman Hablitz. Madam Clerk, this is a roll call. Please call the roll for 1479.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, read ordinance 1483.
Introduction of ordinance number 1483, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Construction of a Footbridge from Morris Canal Park to the Passaic River in by and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $60,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for April 29th, 2024.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to introduce 1483?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Hablitz. This is a roll call. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, read ordinance 1484.
Introduction of ordinance number 1484, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Undertaking of Various Improvements to the Civic Center Building in by and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $80,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for April 29th, 2024.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to introduce 1484? Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilwoman Patel. This is a roll call. Please call the roll for 1484.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, 1485, please.
Introduction of ordinance number 1485, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Construction of a Vehicle Enclosure for the Office of Emergency Management in by and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $85,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for April 29th, 2024.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to introduce 1485?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Hablitz,
Second.
second by Councilman Murphy. This is a roll call. Madam Clerk, call the roll on 1485.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, 1486, please.
Introduction of ordinance number 1486, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Undertaking of Bank Stabilization at various locations along the Peckman River in by and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $100,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for April 29th, 2024.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to introduce 1486? Moved by Councilman Vanchery,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Hablitz. Madam Clerk, call the roll on 1486.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes, and
Council-
thank you.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. I'd ask the council to eliminate, to be careful of their comments. This is just a vote. Madam Clerk, read ordinance 1487.
Introduction of ordinance number 1487, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Undertaking of Sanitary Sewer Improvements at Various Locations in by and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $150,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for April 29th, 2024.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to introduce 1487? Moved by Councilman Vanchery,
Second.
second by Councilman Murphy. This is a roll call on 1487.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery? Council President Scoba.
Yes. At this time, Madam Clerk, 1488.
Introduction of ordinance number 1488, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Acquisition of New Additional or Replacement Equipment and Machinery and New Automotive Vehicles, including original apparatus and equipment for the use of the police department in, by, and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $250,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for April 29th, 2024.
Can I have a motion to introduce 1488?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Havelitz,
Second.
second by Councilman Vanchery. Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Havelitz?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, 1489, please.
Introduction of ordinance number 1489, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Undertaking of Renovations to the Bathrooms and Snack Bar at Dua Field in, by, and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $300,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for April 29th, 2024.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to introduce 1489?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Patel, second by Councilwoman Havelitz. This is a roll call. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Havelitz?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, you need to take a break.
I'm good.
Madam Clerk, 1490.
Introduction of ordinance number 1490, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Undertaking of the 2024 Road Improvement Program in, by, and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $500,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for April 29th, 2024.
Have a motion to introduce 1490? Moved by Councilman Vanchery,
Second.
second by Councilman Murphy. Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Havelitz?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. 1491, please.
Introduction of ordinance number 1491, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Undertaking of Various Public Improvements and the Acquisition of New Additional or Replacement Equipment and Machinery and New Automotive Vehicles, including original apparatus and equipment in, by, and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $735,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for April 29th, 2024.
Thank you. Have a motion to introduce 1491?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Patel, second by Councilwoman Havelitz. Madam Clerk, call the roll on 1491.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Havelitz?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, 1492.
Introduction of ordinance number 1492, an ordinance entitled Capital Ordinance to appropriate the sum of $250,000 for the construction of bathrooms at Wilmore Park in, by, and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from a county grant, with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for April 29th, 2024.
Have a motion to introduce 1492?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Havelitz, second by Councilman Vanchery. Madam Clerk, there's a roll call. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Havelitz?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes, thank you, Madam Clerk. I want to wish a very, very happy birthday to one of our very own, Councilwoman Patel. Wish you many more happy birthdays to come.
Thank you, Councilman Smith.
Almost had all the children here wish you a happy birthday. On May 31st, we're going to have a spring fling. John Morano and the Accents. He's one of our very own. We'll be playing at 6 to 9 at the Civic Center. Our seniors that are in town are free, $20 for out-of-towners. I had an opportunity to have a little meeting with the Speaker of the House concerning, I know Cynthia, you, Madam Clerk, you'd appreciate this, with the Oprah avalanche of Oprah requests that have been coming forward to municipalities. And it was a very good meeting, not only for the municipality, but also for the police departments that are besieged with requests. I think since I've started in 2016, those requests have gone up maybe tenfold. He's hoping to bring a bill to the floor within the next 2 months. And I may be asking the mayor to give permission that myself and Madam Clerk will be going down to Trenton to testify on behalf of this municipality for the amount of work that comes through with an Oprah request. I know on the 23rd, the mayor and myself will be having a meeting with the county concerning the Peckman Bridge. So I look forward to that meeting to see where that will go, Mayor. Councilwoman Patel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Council President. Just a few things with the Public Health Department. They are still having their rabies clinic. It's going to be in Little Falls on April 17th from 5 to 7 at the DPW. And then they're testing for lead, both in the body and on clothing and articles. So for lead testing on April 23rd between 1 and 3 at the satellite office in Clifton, you could bring any household items like toys or jewelry and get those tested. And then on the 23rd as well, you could get your blood tested. That's also going to be at the satellite office at 207 Parker Ave in Clifton, New Jersey. And then on April 10th, between 10 and 12 p.m. At the satellite office, once again, they're offering free glucose and blood pressure screenings. John Beagle, who's our health officer, will be here at the next meeting to present the annual health report. So anyone that has any questions, that would be a great time to come attend and ask him in person. And then finally, I had a meeting last week with NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization. And they have educational programs, they do walks. They essentially just want to bring public awareness and fight the stigma against mental health. So I'm looking to work with that organization and see what we can do for Little Falls.
Thank you.
Further.
Thank you. Councilman Havelitz.
Thank you, Council President. So just a few library updates. This week is National Library Week. Tomorrow night, myself and fellow council members have been asked to go to the library for a Facebook Live to interview about our favorite books. So that will be at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Be sure to go to the library Facebook page and catch our interviews. I'm very interested to see what everyone's favorite book is. Some other upcoming events that are at the library. There's going to be a poetry reading and open mic night, Thursday, April 18th at 6:30. They will have an author with selections from his poetry book, and then there will be a portion for open mic for poetry reading. Registration is on the library website. And then lastly, they are starting a new series at the library called Historic New Jersey. Jeffrey, their programs director, on April 24th at 11 a.m. will be starting this new Facebook Live monthly touring of historic sites across the state. So be sure to check that out. The farmers market is coming along. It's about 6 weeks away. Talking Farmers Market, which is a Facebook Live that is every Friday during the market season, will resume on April 26th. It'll be the first in the series, and every week you can catch that Facebook Live at 4 p.m. to find out all things farmers market, events, vendors that are going to be there, etc. Lastly, we're going to have our shred event. We spoke about Earth Day, and it will be our Earth Day shred event, which will be Saturday, April 20th from 9 to 1 right here in the town hall parking lot. It's a shred and electronic recycling event, so you can bring your documents to be shredded. You can bring your old VCRs, any old electronics, and they will take them for you. And we will also be having our annual Arbor Day celebration with the Girl Scouts. Every year, the Girl Scouts plant a tree for us, so they will be doing so at 5:30 on the 26th of April. The location is decided by the DPW. That's all.
Thank you, Councilman Havelitz. Councilman Vanchery.
Thanks, Council President. First, I'm gonna say happy birthday to Councilwoman Patel. Like the rest of us, Nat, you know what it's like to be here on your birthday or a family member's birthday. So welcome to the club. I just want to thank the council as well as the Little Falls Police Department, Senator Corrado, FTC Kids, Ethan and the Bean, and the PACOPAD for attending, and some of the residents that attended last week's Autism Awareness Month ceremony as well as the flag raising. You know, the weather, of course, didn't cooperate, but we were able to have the program inside, and then we spent some time outside where the rain actually led up to raise the flag to mark the start of Autism Awareness Month. And if you haven't noticed, if you drive by, the lights are blue outside of Town Hall, and they will remain that way for the month of April. So again, thank you for everyone that attended that. Obviously, we had the 3 teams here. Congratulations to them. Just a reminder too for the mayor and council as well as the residents. This Saturday at 9 a.m. is the annual baseball and softball opening day parade. It will take place at 9 a.m. So if you're planning on being there and walking, please join us at school number 1 prior to 9 o'clock. And then the parade's going to start at 9, head down Stevens, hook a quick right onto Main and a quick left on Patterson Ave. It will end at the rec center. And then as we get there, there's an opening day ceremony to recognize all the teams, their sponsors, and a ceremonial first pitch for baseball and a ceremonial first pitch for softball. So if everybody's around, please join us. And there's also going to be another special guest that's there. Billy Pickney is a resident here in Little Falls. If you know him from spending a lot of time with the New Jersey Jackals, as well as Billy the Bat Boy, his program he does online, thanks to Councilwoman Hablitz. Billy's actually going to join and talk a little bit about his story and what he's been doing. He just came back from spending about a month down in Florida for spring training before the official baseball season started. He's also written a book, though. He's a really great person in town. So looking forward to seeing him too on Saturday. Also want to say congrats, of course, to Nicole Greco and Sarah Ramos for their promotions tonight. And as you heard me before, and I know Council President got mad at me, just saying thank you to my colleagues and the mayor, of course, for putting some funds from the township into the Peckman River. It's nice to see this progress. I know it's been a constant battle for us for a long time trying to convince others. And I know some additional funds are coming from Senator Corrado, as well as Assemblyman Ellison DePhillips. It's a start, and hopefully too, we can work with the county and they can help address this problem, because ideally, you know, if we can stabilize the banks, it'll help offset a lot of concerns that many residents have every time we get a lot of rain. And I'm one that lives on Hobson Ave, so I'm very familiar what could happen when that bridge is clogged with debris and it creates a flood. I do also want to thank Commissioner Sandy Lazara, because one thing we've noticed for the past 3 or 4 months on Main Street, when we get some heavy rainstorms, the water tends to back up just past the Peckman River. And it affects, of course, across the way, the factory that has some different companies there, and water was getting into their, garage bays. And it was a constant battle where the mayor had been emailing the county for about 3 or 4 months and not really getting the answers that we needed. So we reached out to Sandy Lazara and asked the commissioner if she could help, go through the chain of command on her end and get this addressed, because our DPW department, and thank you to Ron Campbell, of course, had worked tirelessly to identify the problem. And I'm happy to report this past Friday, the county brought in the engineers and a company to address the problem. And they found the hole that was causing the blockage, and it was resulting in 7 to 8 inches of water on Main Street. In several occasions, the police department had to close the road for safety purposes. And now they're working this week to finish it up. So just, kudos to Commissioner Lazara for helping us with that situation, because it's a perfect example of you keep nagging and nagging, hopefully you get something done. So appreciative of that. I also do want to mention that we have some follow-ups, working with the mayor as well as our engineers. We're looking to install, hopefully this spring, our speed humps on Houston. The residents have been asking, and the bids went out. We're just pulling everything together. So hopefully over the next couple months, the residents on Houston will have those much needed speed humps. And then, also what's coming soon, hopefully in the next month or two, from speaking with the engineer, is the long-awaited traffic light on Francisco and Cedar Grove Road. That's been a huge undertaking the past 3+ years. So looking forward to finally seeing that resurrected and working. I know it's something that a lot of people have been waiting for. Let me see, make sure I'm not missing anything. That's it for me, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Vanchery. Councilman Murphy, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Council President. First and foremost, I'd like to wish Councilwoman Patel a very happy birthday. Hopefully get to enjoy it tonight a little bit.
You're not buying her dinner tonight?
Just a quick update on the Domestic Violence Prevention Committee. We had our second Dine to Donate event at Maggie's Town Tavern on March 27th, and we had another great turnout. I would just like to thank the committee and the residents that all came out to support us. This was our second Dine to Donate event, and between the two of them, we have actually raised over $1,000 already. All that money is going to be going towards our shelters, so I'm extremely happy with those results, and it's just a really good program. I would like to thank Maggie's Town Tavern again for their participation in this great cause and for supporting us. Tomorrow night, we have our monthly meeting at 7:00 p.m. In the upstairs room at Town Hall, if anybody would like to attend. I'd also like to have a side note. I know a lot of residents reached out to mayor and council asking if we can do anything in celebration for Easter. And I know myself, Councilman Vanchery, and Council President Scoba worked throughout the night Friday and Saturday, to get that designed and posted and put up there. So I'd just like to thank them both for their help in getting that done, and Mayor for helping us out as well. So big help from everybody. Did it in a couple hours, got that up. So it was very nice to have that there. That's all I have, Council President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Murphy. Chief Pearl,
No report, sir.
thank you. Have a motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items only.
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Patel, second by Councilman Murphy, Councilman Vanchery. Voice vote, all those in favor, all those opposed. Madam Clerk.
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and decide to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you. Mr. Crucia, anyone in chat? Seeing no one come before us in the council chambers, can I have a motion to close the public comment?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilman Vanchery. All those in favor? All those opposed, motion carries. Can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Hablitz,
Second.
second by Councilman Vanchery. All those in favor? All those opposed, this meeting is now closed.